And Rootly is a YC-backed company. So is this before joining YC, or what was kind of the journey towards getting into YC and afterwards?
Yeah, it was before YC. It was during YC. Actually, we were a pretty big failure in YC. The program is 3 months long. I think we maybe signed $8,000 in revenue. Yeah, we were really trying to figure out like the right positioning for a product. And we were super ambitious. We were trying to build this entire incident management platform. It made a lot of sense. And that is what the product is today. We never pivoted, we never really changed, which is kind of cool. Customers, even larger enterprises, they would come to us and they would say, oh, it looks really cool, but I feel like I don't need it right now. I feel like it's maybe for a more advanced company. And that was kind of odd. I was like, what? How's that possible? You have like billions of dollars. Like, how much bigger could it get? But we realized like quickly on, like the reason people weren't buying and they weren't taking demos and they weren't converting into trials was not because our product was bad, it's because our messaging was bad. And so we started as this all-in-one incident management platform, which makes sense. And that is like kind of what we use today. But then we changed to say, hey, let's pare it back to just one feature. And we said, we're going to help you manage incidents in Slack. So instead of like 1 in 10 people doing demos with us, we had like 9 in 10 people doing demos with us, and majority would convert to a trial and majority would convert into sales. And the reason for that is people understood it. They understood the idea of managing incidents in Slack because they were already doing it today. And so it was digestible. It was an existing heuristic that they had, and it didn't seem like they were purchasing this heavyweight software. But in fact, the product never changed. It was identical. We didn't make a single change. And we would just progressively disclose more advanced features as the customer went on. So that was probably the biggest change. Like without that singular messaging change, I do not think this company would have existed. That is the sole reason we are successful today.
Yeah, you folks were able to get like some serious brand names right away. I know we were talking before, and you mentioned you guys secured Canva when you were only 2 people as a company. Tell us a little bit more about that journey. And you have Canva, Figma, NVIDIA, Cisco, all sorts of other big brand names. What was kind of the process to landing those deals?
Yeah, Canva was interesting. We were only 2 people. This was like 3-4 years ago now. Which is like, and if you don't know, Canva is headquartered in Sydney, Australia. So it automatically meant Sundays were a work day, no matter what, because they would be awake. It's their Monday. We got in touch because we got in touch through an introduction. We knew some of the team, a team of a team previously, and they knew like there was more incumbent solutions, and we built what's even harder about our product is you're right on like the critical reliability path. Like when all systems go down, when AWS goes down, you have to be the tool that remains reliable in order to page them awake. And so we knew, from a sheer, credibility standpoint, we probably weren't going to win. But we also knew that Canva had very specific needs that, although it's a big company for us to maybe some of our competition, you were just another company. And because of that, we built custom feature after custom feature to make sure the product worked incredibly well for that particular use case. We built probably to date, like no joke, like 150 features, and all of it was worth it. Canva's still a customer. They pay us a ton of money. So we won them through demonstrating that we could win on support. And because they were in a completely different time zone, my co-founder's in San Francisco, and so there would be this 6-hour window where neither of us would be awake, even on a long night, to support them. And if we're trying to win them through support and win them through customer service, we had to be there. So we would alternate setting alarms every 2 hours through the night, and we would wake up, answer Slack messages that they would come in through support, then we'd go back to bed. I guess maybe I don't have a kid, but that's how I imagine having a kid would be, except you're like nursing a billion-dollar company to a certain extent. And that worked really well.